Hey guys, welcome to Techie Talks. Like I've uploaded like video on DMN a couple of months before, and like people commented on the video like asking me to explain in a detailed way how to configure a DMN and how to test the DMN using Postman and how to incorporate it with a process actually. So we will see all those things in a detailed way in this video. For that, I am creating a project, a Camunda application using start@camunda.com, and I have added that into my IntelliJ. Okay. So then I'm opening my Camunda modeler. Here I'm going to create a DMN diagram like under Camunda Platform 7. Click on DMN diagram. So you will get a window like this. So in the general section, just you can change the definition name. I am going to add sample DMN. Then click on this decision thing. Here also you can change the name and decision sample DMN. Okay. Now we can double click on this icon. Then our actual table will be like displayed here. So here there is a one thing called the input and the another one is output. What we have to do is like we need to double click on this input, and here I am adding a label called gender. Okay, so and then in the input variable also I'm adding gender and leave it as string, and here in the output double click and add like I am creating this DMN to pick a drink based on gender. Okay, like for example, if like the input is male, then like the output should be tea. If the input is like female, then the output will be like coffee. So to do that, I'm creating this DMN. So here output, this is drink, and output name drink. Okay, and leave it as string. Now we'll start to fill this data here. So if it is string, we need to give it in the double quotes. I'm adding male. If it is male, then the output should be T. If it is female, the output should be coffee. That's it. Okay. So what we did is like we double clicked this input thing and we added label and we added the like variable name, and we did the same for output, and then we added data. If it is string, we have to provide the value with double quotes. So here the input and output both are string, so I added all the values inside double quotes. Once you're done with this, then click on file, save file as, and save those inside your project's resource folder. For example, I'm having the project inside Camunda DMN example, source, main, resources. So you have to save it here. I've saved it. Okay, now we need to like start the application. So here I'm going to like our like DMN is like here, file is here. So now we can start this application. Yeah, our application started. Now we can like check it in the local host. Admin, admin. So inside the cockpit, you can view the like deployed decision definition. I am like clicking on here. So like now our DMN is like a decision sample DMN. So now we have gender drink. So here like if it is male tea, female it is coffee. So this is our DMN like successfully deployed. Now we can test this using Postman. This is the request page where we'll be like sending the request and we'll get the response back. So to do that, and then we need an URL um, to send the request, right? So that URL is this one. Localhost 8080 engine dash rest engine default decision definition and then the definition ID and then evaluate. So we need to like give this, and this definition ID like has to be taken from the um, uh, here. So here decision definition ID is available. Just copy it and add it to your URL. Paste it. So now your like the endpoint is ready. And paste it here and change the like method to post. Okay, now we'll just give a try what's happening. I'm clicking on send button. Yep, cannot invoke because parameter is null. Like we didn't pass any parameter here, right? So to do that, we need to choose raw and then choose JSON here. Now we need to pass JSON. So here like variables and then again open parenthesis, so inside which you have to provide the variable detail. So now my variable here is like gender, so I'm giving gender, inside which we need to pass two things. One is like value and another one is type. So here the value is going to be a string male, and then type is going to be the type of that variable. It is string. Okay, that's it. So we are done with the JSON. Now we can and like choose the authorization as no auth. And again, I'm trying to send this. See, now I got T as response. And if I change the value to female, I'm getting coffee as response. Okay, now our like the endpoint is working fine, and now we are good to like incorporate it with our like process. Now I'm going to create a process to check our DMN is like working fine or not. Here, file, new file, and BPMN diagram, platform 7. So here, so in the initiation, I'm going to pass the gender. So then it will be like sent to the decision, and from the decision table, I'll be getting a response. So based on the response, I have to like route it to another like user task or something else. Okay, so I'm going to design this process now and make it as business role task. Okay, so inside that you will be having something like implementation. So in the implementation you have to select DMN. Once you have selected the DMN, you need to provide the decision reference here. So decision reference is nothing but this ID. You have to like choose the ID by clicking inside this one, not on the like this one. Okay, like after clicking here, you can copy this and add it here, decision reference. So choose the binding as latest, and we don't have to fill the tenant ID. And what will be the output from the definition? So the drink is going to be the output, right? So the result variable will be like drink. So once you fill this result variable, you will be asked to map the decision result. So it is going to be a simple string, right? So we need to choose single entry typed value. That's enough. And I'm going to map it to here. And so now we are going to pass a gender to the rule input. So from rule input, we'll be having like getting an output that is drink. And based on the drink, like for example, drink. If the drink is tea, it has to go to tea user task. If the drink is coffee, it has to go to coffee user task. Now I'm going to create a user task. I'm going to make this as user task. I'm going to name it as T. And this one, I'm going to make it as user task. I'm going to name it as coffee. So now we need a decision here. Gateway. So I'm going to add gateway, and I'm going to like append this gateway here. And from here, I'll be like adding it to tea, and from here I'll be adding it to the coffee. So based on what, it will be like routed to tea and coffee. So in this, we need to specify the condition. So, and in the type, choose expression, and in the condition expression, you have to put it like drink is equal to tea. Okay, if the value from the like decision rule, the result from the decision rule is T, it will be like moved to the T user task. And if the output from the user like DMN rule is going to be coffee, then it will be moved to the coffee work step. That's it. So now what we have done is like we created a DMN and we tested it through Postman. It is working fine. So then we created a process and where we specified a start event and like a decision a task. So from where we'll be getting the drink. Okay, if the drink is tea, it will be moved to tea user task. If the drink is coffee, it is going to be moved to the coffee user task. That's it. One more time, we'll check everything, whether it is fine or not. Here, we add a DMN and then the decision reference, and then we have chosen latest and the result variable, like the like value which is going to be like the output of this decision is drink, and then it is of single entry typed value. That's what we configured here. So, and then we added a gateway, and if the drink is tea, we are routing it to the tea user task. If the drink is coffee, we are routing it to the coffee user task. That's it. Now we'll save this process. Okay, and we'll restart this application. Application started. I'm going to try with we'll check the process. So process sample is ours. I'm going to click on task list. Okay, and then click on start process. Click on process sample. And from here, like we need to provide the gender. Okay, so like from the initiation we'll be like calling the DMN role, right? So that we need to have a variable here. So I'm adding gender, it is of type string, and I'm providing value as male, and I'm clicking on the start. Now here it is saying that no decision definition deployed with the key definitions sample DMN, and an error appearing here. So in this case, like we did a mistake um, in the definition ID. So what we have to do is like we need to check. This is the ID. So earlier I said like we need to copy the ID from here, but it is not working in that way. We need to click on this one and we need to copy this thing. This is the ID. And again, we need to go to the so decision sample DMN. This is the reference. Okay, this is why like we got an error um, while starting the process. Again, I'm gonna save the file and then I'm gonna restart the application. Application started. Task list. Start process. Process sample. Add variable. Gender. Type string and value male. Process has been started. Now, if it is male, we should have a task in the T user task. We got 1 and T, correct? And then I'm going to start another one. Here I'm going to provide gender, string, and female. I'm going to click on start. Now we should get a task in the coffee user task. That's it, guys, and this is how we need to like create a DMN, and this is how we need to test it using Postman, and this is how we need to incorporate it in a process. I think this video is having all the detailed information about the configuration thing, and if you like this video, please do subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.